Hi, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope that you all are doing well today. So, today's word is a direct word that the Lord wanted me to give to you guys, and it is about when God says move, you move, don't hesitate. We know that the methods of God and the ways of God, we don't know fully how God operates, meaning, we don't know. Um, what types of situations, what type of people, and what type of things that He is going to use to bless us, those type of things. So the scripture I have for this one, it is Proverbs 13 and 22, and it reads, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth sinner is stored up for the righteous." So meaning the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. So don't be surprised if your blessing may come in the type, way, shape, or form that you may least expect out of a situation. So we know that God will use anyone, anybody, anytime, anywhere, and it's really just a matter of time. When we may even walk into our blessing, we may wake up one day and our mind and our heart can be set on something else, and we're not even thinking about, the things that we have prayed and asked God for, but we are now, thinking about other things, just life in general, and God can use someone that we least expect it. God can sometimes, or many times, we use our enemies to bless us in such a mighty way. Um, he will use the least expected person that we can even think of to bless our lives. And sometimes, that makes us feel uncomfortable when a blessing is being given to us by someone that we sometimes don't want it from, or we least expect it. We may tend to freeze up, or we may tend to overthink, is this God, what is this about, or what is that about? We tend to ask so many questions, and God is saying right now the time is to receive what He has for you, to receive the healing that He has for you, and to just walk in whatever He needs for you to walk in, and continue to go forward. And just remember, don't count anyone out. People may look one way on the outside, but you never know who God has lined up to bless your whole life. Okay, so do not discredit um, anyone. And when God says move, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, we have to be in a place where we are listening and we are moving the first time, because when God says move, it is for a reason and it is for a purpose. When God says move, we have to move on His time. So if He says move now, that means move now. God is saying, He doesn't want us to be in a place of being slothful and second guessing what He has already told you, second guessing your discernment. If God has been repeatedly telling you to do something, to move, to do this or do that, it's time to do it, because God is saying, I need you in this season to listen to what I'm saying the first time. And of course, we know when God is conveying something to us and He wants us to do something or execute something, first He will tell us, then He will confirm it, and then He will line it up. And that can look at many different shapes or forms for you. So He tells us, second, He confirms it, and thirdly, He lines it up in threes, so that you will know that it is from Him for sure. And that's when you get that confirmation from all those three things, then you are to proceed and move forward. Okay? So with that being said, just stay in position. You know what I mean? Just stay ready and continue to go forward in God, and continue to, fast and to pray, and make sure that your spirit is in a place to be able to receive what God has for you, and be in a place to where you can deal with your enemies in a proper way, and not dealing with them off of a fleshly level, or on a fleshly realm. So being able to show godly love to your enemies, even though you may be offended. You know what I mean? Ask God to help you and work on your heart so that, you know what I mean, when it is time to receive, whatever God has for you and whoever he uses, that you're able to receive it with a whole heart and not with a bitter heart, because you want all your blessings. You need all your blessings. So, the little things that we go through, it may upset us to a massive extent to where we're just like, forget it. I'm not talking to them. I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. But, we have to get into a place to forgive and move on, because unforgiveness will weigh us down. Those things weigh us down when we're so consumed of being upset and being bitter, at other folks. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're just laying asleep at night and they're not even thinking about you. You know what I mean? So we have to get in a place that, when as soon as we get offended or something happens to us, we have to throw it off of us and get in the mindset of, okay, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in high places. And I'm gonna say a prayer for them. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm allow God to deal with them. But then you also have to remember, you are to deal with people accordingly. You don't go back to the same way or the same situation you guys were dealing with each other. But when someone shows you who they are, you have to deal with them accordingly and keep them in their proper place, in their proper alignment. And if you don't, you're going to keep going through the same cycle, the same situation over and over again, and you're going to allow them to keep hurting you. So we have to keep them in a proper alignment. So that's what that means, dealing with people accordingly, to where however God leads you to deal with them, to talk with them, to sit with them, things like that. So make sure that you keep that in mind going forward. Okay, so I hope that word helped you, motivated you in some type of way. And just remember, God is always moving. It's just that, are we listening? And we have to be in a position, in a place to move when he says move. Okay, so with that being said, I love you guys. Please take care and be safe. Until next time.